do not go to someone's motel room at 2 o'clock in the morning with a bunch of dudes and then say afterwards, I can't believe what happened. Or, I mean, we were doing cocaine, the next thing I know, there's wieners everywhere. You know, stop it.
Straight to the top. We're living this life, not just dreaming it, we're doing it for real. Straight to the top. Working hard every day just to live a better way.
All right, welcome to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. Monte The Pharaoh, seen out of Ronkonkoma, New York, live from Indie Music TV. To my right is the star of the show, Mr. Jimmy Pharaoh. Jimmy, how are you, bud?
Yeah, good morning. Full head of hair, and I'm ready for action. Hey.
Dude, are those new glasses? I'm
Is there
kind
a
of.
barber in the house?
I like those new glasses.
You like
those
these
like
new
aviator
Yeah, you
glasses.
can thank Bart for these new glasses because I lost my pair. Thanks, Bart.
I like them.
You like them? Yeah.
Let me take a look at you a little closer.
What?
You're looking good.
What do you mean closer?
Come closer.
Come on, man, stop. Easy there, Patterson. Oh, sorry.
It seems like things are going backwards in California and Texas.
Ooh, regarding?
COVID. Confirmed cases for the United States, 2,658,000.
What?
125,000 deaths.
Ooh.
720,000 recovered.
Wow.
California yesterday recorded the highest single-day rise in COVID-19 cases.
Right.
Thoughts?
And we're going to open everything back up, huh? This does not seem very solid to me.
A couple of days ago was Bobby Bonilla Day.
Dude, what a genius that agent was. Oh my God, he's going to get paid like till 2035. He sucked then, and he's being paid for decades. This is insane.
Again, Wisteria Hall, the name came from?
From the abandoned Kings Park Violent Ward, Building 15. I was just there yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
What do you do, just like hang out?
Yeah, it was kind of early. I was like, you know what? It's a nice day. I'm going to go for a ride and go play in the friendly abandoned insane asylum. So yeah, I went down there. And
So what, you just like
took
for a
pack
good
of
time?
cigarettes with me, you know, and you know.
If you want a good time, hang out at the insane asylum?
This is kind of warped.
What is
I'll
that
admit
about, dude?
You know what's weird? It's surprisingly peaceful there, though. I do like going there. It's like you just
With all the
almost
spray painted doors and stuff like that?
yeah. There's something about the smell of rotting ceiling. You know, what do you want from me? I like abandoned buildings. But at least you don't have Rocky Mountain half-head fever.
What is that?
I don't know. I heard it's something really, it's contagious. I would avoid it.
Just stay away from doll head.
Oy. No! By all means. Oh, it's getting thin in the infield.
And if anyone doesn't know what doll head is, you ever see these people, right? They have hair, and their hair is so spread apart, it looks like a doll head.
Yeah, I kind of know. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying you have doll head.
Yeah, you marked me for life with that analogy about 6 months ago.
Look, I'm just going to say, there's nothing wrong with approaching a woman or man, or whichever way you swing, okay?
Right.
And trying to have a date, trying to strike up a conversation.
Right.
And then if you get signals, maybe going in for a kiss, right?
Right.
All right?
Right.
But once that person says no,
Right.
no is no.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Who in their right mind
Right.
thinks that anything beyond no is okay?
I don't know. However, though, there should be some well thought out especially on the female's part. Like, for example, do not go to someone's motel room at 2 o'clock in the morning with a bunch of dudes and then say afterwards, I can't believe what happened. Or, I mean, we were doing cocaine, the next thing I know, there's wieners everywhere. You know, stop it. You gotta know when you're putting yourself in a bad spot. You know what I mean? At least give me that. Give me that, because guys are dummy. Guys will screw a hubcap if it hiccups.
There's a fan back in the day when you could go to a wrestling match.
Nobody was going into Velvet McIntyre's toes.
No, but what I'm trying to say to you is,
Go
could
on.
you do cat calls at the female wrestlers
I
or
would
the
never
female?
do that anyway.
I wouldn't either.
I'm not
But
that
is there
kind of-
is there a line drawn there as a fan, right? You're not touching them. You're not you're not
Right.
doing any of that.
Right.
Can you say can you like make lewd facial? Not that I would do that because I wouldn't.
What, are you
But
gonna
would you
sit
do?
there and do a tongue thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
No,
That
I mean-
Cornette allegedly has wrestlers sleeping with his wife.
Oh, that again? I already heard Jim talk about that. He's like, what the hell do you people care what I do with my wiener and my wife? He goes, and nobody ever got forced to do nothing, and nobody ever got pressured. Get the frig out of here. I heard. By the way, equality?
Equality in the wrestling world. So
in the wrestling world?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was looking at some of the numbers of the women, right?
Somewhat relieved in the wrestling world. Okay, go on.
Ronda Rousey, annual salary $2.1 million.
2.1 when she was there.
When she was,
okay.
she's status is unsigned, unlimited appearances.
Okay.
Charlotte Flair, $1 million, $50,000 per pay-per-view.
Interesting.
All right.
Okay.
Becky Lynch, $3.1 million under contract recently, $50,000 per pay-per-view.
Is she making more than Charlotte?
She's making more than Charlotte. She just
signed
that new contract.
She's making more than Ronda.
When we talk about equality, right? When you look at the men, Lesnar is looking at $9.3 million a year.
Okay.
Cena, 6.6.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, 3.9.
Yeah.
Randy Orton, 3.5.
Okay.
AJ Styles, 2.7.
Okay.
Rollins, 2.3. Miz, 1.9. Taker, 1.9. Now, someone said to me the other day, Taker, 1.9. The guy wrestles 2 matches a year.
Right.
$1.9 million for 2 matches.
$1 million a match or whatever.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Kevin Owens at 1.5. Dolph Ziggler at 1.2.
Right.
So my question to you is,
Ziggler's a millionaire.
But here's my question to you, Pharaoh.
Yeah.
If I was going to tell you, I asked you, Pharaoh, who are the top 3 wrestling stars in the WWE right now? What would your answer be?
Very, very interesting. You know what's weird? As far as who I consider, this is going to sound strange. Right currently now, because Brock's not around right now. He's not around right now.
Okay.
But I would say Brock. But he's not around right now. And the one I want to say, I think, is going on the shelf for a little while. Charlotte. I do not consider anybody else right now. Maybe you can help me and give me a name. But outside of Brock Lesnar, currently, because Becky's not even working right now.
Right.
Outside of Charlotte, who's also going on the shelf, no one has that kind of sales value to me on that roster. So you cannot tell me that Drew McIntyre is worth what Roman Reigns is worth. He is not. He is not. Brock Lesnar is worth more than Roman. That makes sense. John Cena is currently worth a little bit less than Brock because fans are a little bit burnt on John,
right?
And he still has effective appearances, so he shouldn't be making what Brock's making. Brock was the champ on and off for the last 7 years. He's been carrying them in many ways, Brock Lesnar. You can say whatever you want about him. He's the goods. He's worth the money. Okay? So do I think that this is lopsided? No, I do not. Then again, I don't remember competing with too many people for jobs anyway. I'm like, I've got to have that position. I'm going to work myself to the bone and make my millionaire boss happy. That. You go compete. I don't give a f***.
Well, that brings us to my favorite part of the show, the most annoying wrestling expert.
Again, why? Who? Where?
The mindset behind the most annoying wrestling expert is there's so many pro wrestling experts with so many podcasts, and we're not a podcast, everybody. We are a television broadcast, I will reiterate. Everybody's got an opinion, so every week I'll pull some wrestling expert opinion out, and in some cases they may be famous, in some cases they may be some dude that's talking out of his mommy's basement eating a hero sandwich.
Awesome.
In this case, we've got WWE's Paige,
Ooh.
who has been out of action due to COVID.
Okay.
Okay. And by the way, if anyone's interested, I could probably pull it up in 2 seconds without affecting anyone.
What'd she do, Paige?
Paige, $2.5 million.
Yeah, she's worth a lot of money.
Enjoy that one.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, hold on a second. How am I supposed to feel bad for these chicks? Am I really going to sit at home and lose?
I don't think you feel bad for them, but
you just told me that Paige is making twice the money of Dolph Ziggler. Hold on a second. Who does more in-ring, bust your butt work, Paige or Dolph freaking Ziggler? Inequality. This is an outrage. Because Ziggler, in that case, is worth about $10 million a year.
Paige has to say, I'm only just catching up properly with social media, and seeing so many of you speaking out against these disgusting humans makes me so sad to see your experiences, but proud of you for telling your story. Okay. Keep using your voice. We love you and have your back. Hashtag speaking out.
Okay.
Thoughts on Paige's comments?
I have no issue with that. If that's how she feels and she's giving support to people who she thinks have been victimized, okay, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. You know.
Okay.
I mean, if you want me to make a joke, I could always come up with something. Hey, Paige, film at 11. I mean, what do you want from me? You know. I mean, I just think it's pretty funny. You know, everybody stands on their mountaintop. Listen, you. I know the way people should be behaving, and you're not doing it. I can't anymore, man. I think everybody's closet's got a few bugs in the corner.
Not like these bugs, man.
No, these are bad bugs.
These are bad.
Sasha Banks, sure.
Pharaoh.
Yo.
Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah.
What is your guess on the future of Tessa Blanchard?
If the WWE or AEW is smart, they will grab her right away. She is, in my opinion, besides Charlotte Flair, the best women's wrestler in the world. I don't understand why they booked her the way they did when she first came up those 4 years ago. She is better than Alexa Bliss. She is better than Nia Jax. She is way better than Carmella. And Kairi Sane, she's better than. She is the total package. In real life, she's a heat magnet. I understand that, so they may have to corral her a little bit and get her to stay within company guidelines as far as behavior or social media behavior goes. She's a specimen. She's got the genetics. I think she's fantastic. Someone should sign her right away. And if it was AEW, I don't understand why it hasn't happened already. Her father's there. The women's division over there needs all the help it can get. You're getting a Charlotte Flair type if you get her. That's what I think.
Could you imagine if the WWE signed her?
Yeah.
You're talking when action's back, Flair, Tessa Blanchard, main event.
To me, it's a dream. I would love to see
How
Tessa
great. Yeah.
I would love to see Tessa Blanchard in the ring with Charlotte Flair. I think that it would be absolute main event stuff. Now, and that's women's wrestling. I am totally behind that match. So it really depends. It depends on what you give me, what kind of star power you give me. Charlotte Flair versus Tessa Blanchard. Oh, yeah. Sign me up.
I'm in.
Yeah?
And I don't think there's any chance AEW gets her.
Why
I just
not?
don't. I just don't because
her dad is there.
the division is so weak.
You're right. They need her.
Yeah, but she can't. Listen, you need your yin and yang, right? You know what I mean? There's so
Right.
many.
Then you do.
It would be a travesty to wrestling fans if she went to AEW.
Then you do what if she does go to AEW, you do what I heard Cornette say, and yep, I do like Jim Cornette because he's an experienced guy. He worked at Ohio Valley for years and years. You bring in Tessa Blanchard, and then you go out and you search. It's a big globe. There's a lot of great women wrestlers who've not been discussed. You find the ones who can physically work with Tessa Blanchard to put her over and put them over and build up a damn division around Tessa Blanchard's skill set. That's a genius talking, and I totally agree. You go out, you find women that no one's ever even freaking heard of, that are built, that can go with her, that are technical, amazing. That's what you do. You build it around her. Right now, what are they building it around?
As a wrestling fan,
Yeah.
you want to see Tessa Blanchard in WWE, don't you?
Yes, I do.
It would be a waste in AEW.
However, I'm weary, though, because her roots are in the NWA history and Tully Blanchard. And because the last time the WWE had someone that came through there was the Revival, and Vince McMahon pulled them in the office and was like, "You don't remind me of Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard.
Dude,
You guys suck."
no, listen.
I know you didn't like the Revival, so I'm opening the door for you.
I
here.
thank you for opening the door.
There you go.
Give me
How
a
about
break. They sucked. End of story.
Which one's Dawson?
It's
Which
like
one's Dash?
exactly.
Which one's Dawson?
Oh
Which
my
one's
God,
Dash?
they're in AEW. Whoop-de-doo. Oh, he shaved his mustache.
Revival.
Exactly. Give it a break.
Dude, the whole company's built on guys who hate Vince.
You can't. Listen.
Oh, look, it's Matt Hardy.
Well, let's wait.
Everybody's angry.
I want to get into that whole thing. But something interesting I caught. ESPN. You ready?
Go ahead.
Do you know that Europe offers betting on professional wrestling?
Wow. Thank God. Mike Monty.
Those seeking to bet on
live in Europe because you would be broke.
I would be broke.
You'd be like in an
I
alley.
can't get anything right.
I bet on Estrada and Rollins again.
But now, you know,
damn it.
so if anyone knows when we do our predictions for pay-per-views,
I hate it.
back when it mattered, Pharaoh hates it
I
because
hate it.
if he gets
I
them
hate it
wrong,
so
he gets
much.
mad.
Because I
But
can't
and I used to
enjoy
say
it.
to him, "Hey guy, it's fake wrestling. Don't worry about it." But you know what? I would get mad if I bet on, you know, AJ Lee to win and she loses.
I know you. The worst part is I could see it. We're living over in England, right?
Yeah.
And you're like
Jolly old England.
totally gambling your your life savings away on arm bars and hip tosses, right?
Can't.
You would torture me. You'd call me up, Pharaoh. What do you think about this match? What do you think about that match? Who do you think's gonna win? Then when I'm wrong, you're a...
I would.
Come on,
I would.
I'd be so miserable. I like to just watch the match and not have to predict something.
Could you imagine betting your hard-earned money on fake professional wrestling?
That's
Is it wrong for me to say fake?
I'm so convinced that Dolph Ziggler, this is his time. He's finally going to get that belt. He's going to take Drew McIntyre down. I'm putting 45 down on Dolph Ziggler at the 15-minute mark.
Think about it. If you have an inside knowledge of what's going on over there,
Yeah.
you bet like $10,000 on somebody, and you know what's going to happen. You don't even have to
Vince
sweat
McMahon
it.
secretly calls one of his bookies. Like,
I know.
bet $1 million on her. And he
Maybe,
writes the finish.
maybe that's what's happening.
Wow.
You might have just uncovered
Wow,
something.
holy Boardwalk Empire. Yeah, I'm like, you know what? We're missing those kind of stars, man.
There is no star power.
No. I think
And
Punk was the last great middle finger.
I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to make a Monty statement. I'll ask you to
Damn.
weigh in, all right? Jake Roberts says that WWE is feeling the heat. Well, they feel the heat. You know, competition's good for everybody. This is Jake speaking.
This is Jake.
It makes people step up their game. Obviously, I'm going to tell you who I'm going for, AEW, and just because I want to. At the end of the day, competition is good because it makes people go out and work harder, and that's great for the fans. The fans reap the benefits of that, stated Roberts. Here's my statement.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't realize, for all these AEW marks out there,
Yeah.
the WWE's been doing a slow burn, right? And here's the difference. It kind of reminds me of the Yankees in a little way.
All right.
They have a
But the
roster.
Mets is such a much more family.
They have a
friendly
roster.
team.
They have a roster of young, up-and-coming men and women. That NXT women's division is hot. Okay.
Okay.
AEW is nothing but old, retreads. And,
Some of
you know,
them.
Jericho's great. He's also 50.
Right.
Matt Hardy's great.
I understand.
He's also 50.
Right.
Jake the Snake, you're great. You're 63 years old. I'm sorry. There's no chance of survival for AEW. To try to compete with the WWE is a joke. And for anybody to think anything different, it's a joke. Now, I'll tell you, when I put on AEW and NXT, I like the look of AEW better. It kind of makes me not realize that there's no fans there. They have something going on there. And I'll also say Cody Rhodes.
I like Cody.
He's done. He's old.
I like Cody. I don't think he's old.
Weigh in.
I don't think Cody's old. I do understand what you're saying, that, and I said it just a few seconds ago, that the company is a lot of WWE retreads and a lot of guys who hate Vince. You know what I thought when I saw this statement from Jake? I thought to myself, what does a guy like Vince McMahon have to do to get a little loyalty? Is Jake the Snake, is he or is he not a Hall of Famer?
He is.
In Vince's company.
Yes.
Do you think that Vince over the years has tried to help Jake the Snake financially from time to time when he's had some problems? I bet you he
Listen,
has.
this is the wheel of life.
So I really wonder about this stuff because he's basically saying
It's the wheel of life, man.
Okay.
People, look, loyalty is very hard to come by.
right.
A real friend is very hard to come by.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Look, we've had a lot of superstars in Monte The Pharaoh, Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. Some very loyal to Vince to this day.
Right.
Some hate his guts.
Right.
Okay? But again, people never take responsibility. I'm going to say it again. You made $1 million and you spent it on crack cocaine. That's your problem. That's not a Vince problem.
Right.
You know, you made $1 million a year, and you pilled yourself up, or you spent it on women, or you wiped for your $100 bills, as so many wrestlers had said.
Right.
That is your
done some
problem.
weird-
Okay.
Right.
So Jake the Snake, hey pal, it's all good. You don't have to like Vince, and you can root for the AEW. That's the planet you're on right now.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Right.
But you're betting on the wrong horse. And then the reality of it, Jake, stick with AEW because the WWE wants nothing to do with you. Triple H is leading the WWE. Right now, the product's not good. You'll agree?
Yeah, I'm not thrilled.
Okay? But in anything, there is a calm before the storm.
Right.
And you hit it on the head. The companies aren't building stars right now. They're building the star
They're
is the
building
company.
the company,
But
right.
here's the thing. There will be stars in the future.
Will there?
Yes.
Will
And
there be
this game
another
will
John
change.
Cena?
Don't
Because
know.
you've always said that might be it.
That's the
will
last
there be
great
another
wrestler.
CM Punk? Because that's the
No.
last pipe bomb.
No.
I don't think there will be. So I'm not sure.
But will there be a
You know what though? Would it have been so bad? I bet you we both would have liked it very much because I got to be fair. Jake has been very good over there as a manager.
He's terrific.
As a manager, I think
Terrific.
he's freaking great. Okay.
Right.
Would it have been so bad to have Jake the Snake come in and manage one of these up and comers in the WWE? Why can't they do that? Why does it always have to be
Because
another company
I don't think the
grab someone whose legendary body of work is with Vince?
I get the WWE's what they're doing. They're not bringing old. They don't want to bring back old stars. They do nothing for them, right?
In the future,
I mean, half the people don't even know who these guys are. Let's be honest.
Right.
We're 50 years old.
You know what's hilarious?
The 20-year-old doesn't even know who Jake is.
Right. And you know what's hilarious, too? And sometimes we don't even see it because people complain for so long, they don't even realize a whole era is happening right under their nose.
Sure.
Dude, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns have basically been the face of this franchise, very successful franchise,
Yes.
for the last 6 or so years. Rollins has built a resume that's going to put him in the Hall of Fame. What about Kevin Owens' work over the last 5 years? You're going to tell me there's been no one there doing things? There have been.
I agree.
Lesnar's run is going to be talked about for 10, 20, 30 years.
Lesnar might be one of the greatest
Stop it
champions of
already.
all time.
Lesnar's such a dominant heavyweight
Lesnar
champion.
could have translated in 80s, 90s, and the Attitude Era, and
It doesn't matter what you give the people, because back in the day, what was the deal? The old traditional hardcores who all rage about today's wrestling. Back in the day, the champion was precious, and you didn't see him often, and he fought once a month. Well, when Lesnar did that, everybody did nothing but complain.
because that's what everybody does.
It's just like, stop it already, man. It's ridiculous. Lesnar's run has been incredible since he came back almost, 8 years ago or whatever it was?
It's incredible.
Incredible.
That Royal Rumble was one of the best Royal Rumbles of all time.
And he's worth every penny.
That Royal Rumble last year, this year,
amazing.
was probably in the top 3 best Royal Rumbles
And
ever.
did he or did he not elevate Keith Lee in that Royal Rumble?
Now, you talk about a future
By the way, next
superstar.
week, Keith Lee, Adam Cole on NXT. North American champion versus NXT champion. That's going to be
Can I give you
lit.
Can I give you the Monty prediction?
Yeah, go.
Karrion Kross is going to come in and beat the out of them both.
He's going to win that belt.
Karrion Kross
for the
rocks,
heavyweight.
dude. That's a future superstar, too.
I agree. I think so.
Been around for a while, but
it
he's a
does-
future
And it
superstar.
doesn't hurt. You know how Vince feels about big guys.
WWE superstar and WCW superstar Virgil/Vincent will be in studio.
To me, Virgil.
Thoughts on Virgil?
Wow. How many people really fit in to that special little niche that Virgil had? Who else is even? Can you give me somebody that filled the role quite the way he did?
Nobody. I was thinking about that today.
He's kind of unique, and let's face it.
Did he take a lot of bumps too, like
He did.
he did for DiBiase?
He did.
Okay.
Did. And let's face it too, man. Very few heels have ever been over at the level that the $1 Million Man was. So Virgil was part of something very special. So that's cool.
Absolutely.
Absolutely cool.
And you know what? Talk about old school wrestling for fans that don't know, and fans very simple to remember. One of the greatest vignettes ever was when $1 Million Man first came out with Virgil, and then he would offer money to people to do outrageous things out of the crowd.
Bring up the basketball.
How great is that vignette?
What he did to that little boy.
Why don't you tell the fans? In
Oh
case
my
they don't
God!
know.
He offered money. He said, if you can dribble the ball 15 times, he says it to this little boy.
Yes, yeah.
What's that? Just a little kid. You could dribble the ball 15 times, I'll give you a certain amount of money. It was a lot of money, too. And I remember the kid's doing the dribbling, and he's up to 14. And DiBiase knocks the ball away, so he can't get the 15th dribble. I was
agree
like,
with
oh, you miserable. That was great.
And
And the kid was like...
By the way, for
That
the
was
fans
rough.
that don't get upset, they
What?
brought the kid backstage and gave him money. So
Oh, yeah. Well,
Mayor Glenn Jacobs, you know who Glenn Jacobs is?
Yeah, it's the big red machine.
Right.
Yeah, go on.
Votes against mask mandate in Knox County. Thoughts on that
So let
one?
me get this straight. Kane doesn't want anybody wearing a mask.
The mayor of Knox County doesn't want anyone wearing a mask. The guy who made his career on a mask doesn't want to
You
wear
know
a
what
mask.
he should do?
What's
I think
that?
that he should, if he has to backtrack, he should say, okay, I've thought about it, and here's the masks we're all going to wear. And it's Kane masks. Have the whole town wear
That would be
Kane.
pretty awesome.
Have the whole town wear Kane
That'd be
masks.
awesome.
That would be, and the gloves. Got to have the gloves.
Can I ask how stupid this guy is, though? What is this guy thinking about?
I don't know what he's thinking about. Quite honestly, you've seen Glenn Jacobs' teeth. He might want to put the mask on.
Those aren't real
Dude,
teeth.
you could
Are they
sail
real-
the
they're-
Titanic in between his...
That's not right.
What? He's big as a house. I wouldn't say it to him.
Human growth hormones do that to your teeth, dude. Give the guy a break.
Hormones. So, you could sail a big pimple through it after he took steroids.
I just can't believe the guy votes against wearing masks.
I think it's hilarious.
This guy's
He's
friggin'
diehard
idiot.
Republican, I think, too. I'm pretty sure.
The Wrestling Observer newsletter notes that Vince McMahon wants to run live television shoots in front of paying fans as early as late July or early August.
Don't count on it.
Thoughts?
Don't count on it. I don't count on that. Do you?
I think it's going to happen.
I think it's translating a little better. The more people they've been putting in there.
Slowly.
Translating a little better. They're trying to...
And I think
by the way, they're definitely piping in extra crowd.
Nothing wrong with that.
No,
dude.
it's okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's not bad yet. It's not bad yet. It doesn't feel like the Garden. If they do that...
But I will when they start going to live crowds. And we're not talking about 50,000 people, 30,000 people. We're talking maybe 1,000 people.
Right.
Okay?
But how can they go to that with all these spiked cases?
I think if in an arena with 1,000 people, it's like you spread them out and you have the plexiglass.
Spread them out.
And then you slowly go that way.
All right. I guess we're going to have to wait and see.
Most recently, our friend Vince also, it's been reported that he made $177 million this quarter. Thoughts on that? The Vince haters are going wild, brother.
Gee, what a shock. Vince McMahon has always got a plan. What a shock. Yeah, good for him. That's what I think.
Well, the wrestling experts
and
are
he tackled it first, too.
The wrestling experts are like,
COVID.
He let go of everybody, and now he's making millions.
Oh, okay. Whatever. I don't really know what people want for that. Did they want him to just pay people who weren't working?
Well, how about this? It's a publicly traded company, right?
He was the first one to go back out there in the COVID thing and put a product out so the fans could have some sort of distraction.
Which isn't good enough for the fans.
No, it's not, because apparently he was only checking people's temperatures. I don't know if you've heard this one.
Right.
But Vince McMahon was slacking when AEW was checking more than your temperature. I don't know if they were putting it up your rectum to top it off. I don't know what they were doing over there, but they were doing extensive testing. And it's Vince's fault for only checking everyone's temperature that they got COVID at the training center. Boy, you just look for anything, don't you, out there?
Yeah.
Don't you? Because you think you know exactly how to contain, the coronavirus. You've been listening to Dr. What's his name, Fauci?
Message to the pro wrestling experts. The WWE is $1 billion company.
Not by accident.
It's publicly traded. It is the CEO's responsibility is to make money for its investors, not take care of your favorite tag team.
My favorite tag team. The Revival is my favorite tag team. I like them, but I certainly wasn't going to.
Let me tell you something. Those guys aren't worth the underwear they wear to a ring.
Look, if you're going to compare them to the Samoans, I am so with you. I totally understand that.
Let's do a test before we end the show.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
Revival.
Yeah.
Fans out there, play the game with yourself. All right. Play with yourself.
They might not even know some of the comparisons.
The Revival are the mange guys. Yeah. You ready? Adonis and Ventura.
Oh, stop. Not even close. Especially in the pizzazz department. Not even close.
The Killer Bees, who are in studio.
Oh, yeah, that would be a very... You know what? I'd like to see that match. That would be cool. That would be cool. Who else you got? Keep going.
Road Warriors.
Oh, stop it!
Demolition.
Wait a minute!
Demolition.
Oh, stop it!
Moondogs.
Dude, Fuji and Saito. Come on.
Gurria and Martel.
Beefcake and Valentine.
The point is...
Beefcake and Valentine!
The Revival suck, dude.
Compared to
the Revival suck.